Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. We now move to a new session, Light and Darkness in the Quran. The Quran frequently speaks of light and darkness, but there is something unusual about the way these words are used. In many verses, light appears in the singular. Darkness, however, often appears in the plural. This is not accidental. It reflects one of the Quran's deepest ways of describing guidance and misguidance. Let us begin with the word light. The Arabic word is nur. In every language, light enables us to see. Without light, we cannot distinguish one object from another. We lose our sense of direction, and we become uncertain about where we are going. The Quran uses this physical reality to explain a spiritual one. Just as physical light allows the eye to see, divine light allows the heart and mind to recognize the truth. This is why the Quran repeatedly associates light with revelation. God describes the Quran as a light. He describes faith as light. He even describes himself as light. And the verse says, Allah is the light of the heavens and the earth. This famous verse has inspired generations of scholars and believers. It does not mean that God is physical light. Rather, He is the ultimate source of all guidance, of all truth, knowledge, and existence. Every form of true guidance ultimately comes from Him. The Quran also says that God brings people out of the darkness into the light. من الظلمات إلى النور. Notice the wording carefully. Not from darkness into lights, but from darknesses, in the plural, into the singular light. Again, one light, many darknesses. Why? Because guidance has one source. Misguidance has many causes. A person may live in the darkness of ignorance, another in the darkness of arrogance, another in the darkness of injustice, another in the darkness of superstition, and another in the darkness of greed. The forms differ, but they all share one characteristic. They prevent people from seeing reality clearly. Light, on the other hand, is unified. Once a room is illuminated, confusion disappears. Objects become visible. The correct path becomes clear. This is precisely how the Quran describes revelation. It does not create reality, it reveals reality. Think about sunrise. The sun does not create the mountains, or the trees, or the roads. They were already there. Light simply allows us to recognize them. Similarly, revelation does not invent truth. It uncovers the truth. It enables human beings to see what was always there but previously hidden by darkness. The Quran extends this imagery beyond belief alone. Light affects every aspect of life. Knowledge is light. Justice is light. Mercy is light. Wisdom is light. And honesty is light. These qualities illuminate both the individual and the society. Darkness, by contrast, spreads confusion. When truth disappears, uncertainty grows. When justice disappears, oppression spreads. When honesty disappears, trust collapses. The Quran teaches that darkness is not merely the absence of information, it is the absence of right guidance. This explains why highly educated societies can still experience moral darkness. Technology can increase human power, but only guidance can teach us how the power should be used. Without moral light, knowledge itself may become dangerous. Throughout history, humanity has witnessed extraordinary scientific achievements. The same discoveries that cure disease can also produce destructive weapons. The same technologies that connect people can also spread deception. Knowledge determines what we can do. Guidance determines what we should do. This is why the Quran consistently joins knowledge with guidance. Another beautiful feature of light is that it spreads naturally. One candle can light another without losing any of its own brightness. Truth works in a similar way. When one person learns, understands, and lives by the truth, others are often inspired to do the same. Light multiplies. Darkness behaves differently. Darkness has no independent existence. It is simply the absence of light. The moment light enters a room, darkness disappears. It does not need to be pushed out. It simply cannot remain where light is present. This offers an important lesson for believers. The Quran does not encourage us to become obsessed with darkness. Instead, it encourages us to increase the light. The best response to ignorance is education. The best response to hatred is justice and compassion. The best response to falsehood is clear evidence. Where light grows stronger, darkness naturally retreats. The Quran also speaks about the condition of a human heart. A heart illuminated by faith recognizes truth more readily. It becomes grateful, humble, compassionate, and patient. A heart left in darkness becomes increasingly unable to distinguish right from wrong. This is why believers continually ask God for guidance. not because they possess no light at all, but because every believer seeks greater clarity, greater understanding, and greater wisdom. The journey from darkness to light is not completed in a single day. It continues throughout life. Every new lesson, every sincere act of worship, and every moment of reflection, every act of kindness adds another measure of light to the believer's journey. This is also why the Quran repeatedly encouraging reflection upon creation, the heavens, the earth, history, and the human nature all become signs illuminated by divine guidance. The more clearly we see these signs, the more deeply our faith grows. In summary, in the Quran, light represents the one divine guidance that reveals the truth and gives life direction. Darkness represents the many forms of ignorance, error, moral confusion that separate human beings from that guidance. Thank you for listening. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.